Forget everything you heard. Everything. Small wins matter too. Hey guys, let's try the coffee. It's a nutty day, baby. That hazelnut gonna hit every single time. So, small wins. I know last week I was a wreck. Tears, crying, everything. But this week, man, I'm good. I'm feeling amazing. So I want to talk about small wins because that was the highlight for me this week. That's what stood out. I think it all sparked when I put on a throwback video on my IG, and it was like from 10 years ago, and I'm looking at my young self and I'm like, such a young pupil. But, you know, a video like that, it can bring different things, like negative emotions, like disappointment and sadness, because following my last videos, like, I'm not where I wanted to be, right? But also it was like, wow, like, look how far I've come. Like, damn, like, I am not who I was before. I am so much better. I think just realizing that, I was just like, wow, like, that's a blessing. But the biggest blessing is just to be here, to be able to try again, to be able to still go after my dreams. Wow. What an accomplishment. So this week, I just went down memory lane. But in addition to going down memory lane, I was noticing things. So it was like that throwback video that I posted, it sparked like going back into the future. It just sparked me noticing things, progress that I've made over time. And so I just want to big up the small wins, man, because I don't celebrate them enough. I'm always looking for the big finale. I'm like, oh my God, I want to be, where I'm at already. Like, I want to be winning, but I am winning, man. I am winning. And so without further ado, let's go back in time on the Back in the Future stuff, without the car though. Wow, guys, that's crazy. That was the first song I ever learned in Alfred's piano book since I started learning. But this week, it was really surprising to me, and what really stood out is that I learned 2 songs in 1 week, and when I look at the page, I could understand the language. I could see. And that slight shift was so substantial to me. And that's what I really want to celebrate, that all those small wins leading up to this moment. So yeah, these are the 2 songs I learned this week. The second one is a little slower, but it needs to be faster. But with practice, that'll come, of course. Okay, guys, these beats, I started trying to make beats in 2023, as you can see from the date up there. So these are my very first beats. And when I went back, I was just like, this is so funny. I mean, they weren't horrible, but like, I could clearly see the progress, and that pleased me. For the most recent beat, I finished and built on the building blocks from the Carl Thomas intro last week. And so that's what prompted me to go back and look at my beats, because I was really pleased with how it sounded. But also, too, I was just like, you know what? I want to be better. So going back in time, it really helped me to reflect on that. So yeah, wow. Progress, progress, progress. I think when we talk about small wins, it's another word. It's like, what is that? You know? I think we say a lot of things and we're like, what is that? But I think small wins for me is realizing that, you know, you're not who you was yesterday, but in a good way. At least in my case, it's like I'm making progress. I'm marching towards who I really want to be, and I'm doing it minimally. So minimal that I couldn't even see it. It took weeks, it took months, it took years to be able to see it, to be able to visualize it. And I think, you know, all those small wins create a bridge to where you're trying to go. It creates the pathway. It axes out those trees and pulls out them weeds and everything like that so that you can get to where you got to go. And I think the biggest accomplishment is just being like, wow, you know, you wake up another day and you're like, oh man, I'm better than I was yesterday. And that is a small win. Even if it's just like you accomplished something that you couldn't do the night before, and then it's like the ocean parts and you realize it all over again. So for me this past week, it was just noticing that, like, wow, all the work I've been putting in, it's sticking. You know, I'm growing as an artist, I'm expanding as a musician, things that I wasn't before. So that gives me goosebumps. That made my whole week. That made me proud of being me. It made me proud of being me. And I think also too, you know, reflecting on where you've been, it can also give you a chance to be like, okay, I want to be better. I want to be better, even better than I was. You know, it gives you motivation. So among celebrating, I'm like, dang, man, you know, like, this is amazing. And I'm so proud of everything that I've done. But also, how do I be better? How can I make this even more effective? How can I get even more bang for my buck when I'm giving my time and energy to this? So I highly recommend that you keep track of whatever you're trying to do, even if it's just regular life, because sometimes you could just forget. Our brains are so unreliable. It's like, I could barely remember last week, except that I was bawling like a hot mess. Record your journey, because everything that you're putting into the world, everything that you're doing is important. And you want to be able to reflect on the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing, so that you can be proud of yourself and you can motivate yourself to where you got to go. So I appreciate you guys for joining me for yet another week. Another week. We locked in. We in the books. We gonna keep going. I'm excited. I'm excited because, man, progress is amazing. No matter how small. Small wins matter too. Okay? So I'm gonna see y'all next time, all right?